बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्री गोविंद भगवान की जय। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर जानि जन अपनाइयो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर जानि जन अपनाइयो। भवसागर पार उतार मोको भवसागर पार उतार मोको निज समीप बसाइयो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर। जाने अजाने पाप में रोहे नाथ श्रान ही नसाइयो। जाने अजाने पाप में रोहे नाथ श्रान ही नसाइयो। कर चोरी जोर निहोज मांग जोर जोर निहोज मांग। देव दर्श दिखाइयो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर। देवी सहाय सुनाए शिव जी प्रेम सहित जो गावहीं। देवी सहाय सुनाए शिव जी प्रेम सहित जो गावहीं। छुट जाओ ही जग जोनि से छुट जाओ ही जग जोनि से। सर्वदा सुख पावही। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर। जानि जन अपनाइयो भवसागर समीप बसायो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर, हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर, हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर। वंदे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं, वंदे जगत्कारणं, वंदे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरं, वंदे पशूनां पतिम्। वंदे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहननयनं, वंदे मुकुन्द प्रियं, वंदे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं, वंदे शिवं शंकरं। प्रेम से बोलो श्री शिव शंकर भगवान की जय। अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं, नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरम्। अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं, नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं। हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं। वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं, वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं, चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं। वेणु मधुरा रेणु मधुरा, पानिर्मधुरा पादो मधुरो, नित्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं। गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं, भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं, रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं। कारणं मधुरं करणं मधुरं, हरणं मधुरं रमणं मधुरं, वमितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं। गुंजा मधुरा माला मधुरा, यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा, सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं। गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा, युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं, दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं। गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा, यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा, धलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुराधिपतेरखिलम् मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। प्रेम से बोलो गणपति भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। My pranam to all of you on behalf of Bhavani Shankar Mandir, on behalf of all our volunteers and our servants and the selfless devotees, on behalf of our executive members and of course our Panditjis, Pandit Ram Prasadji and Pandit Rajneeshji. We welcome all of you to another Satsang, Shanti Satsangh, another evening of Shanti Satsangh. I pray that all of you are safe and you're well with your respective families. And as usual, I ask that whatever day you've had, be it a busy day, a confusing day, be it a stressful day, may Shanti Satsangh allow you to, of course, decompress, de-stress, if there is such a word. And may Shanti Satsangh allow you to be shant, allow you to be peaceful. Peace is not something that we have to just be like that. There's a couple of things we have to talk about eventually. And one of them is, sometimes someone will tell you, just be confident and everything will be well. Just be confident and everything will be well. Or just be strong. Just be strong and everything will be well. And those are, I think, words that are comforting to people. And I don't think it's wrong to tell people that, but we have to think a little deeper. When we say a lot of things, sometimes it passes, Somebody tell you, be strong, be confident. It just passes like that without putting a lot of meaning into it. But you as an individual, for us to experience life, and for us to live a full-fledged life filled with joy and opportunities and bliss and all that, we cannot just be confident like that, or we can't just be strong like that, my friends. That's not how it is. Confidence is an output. It means confidence is the last thing that happens when we have done the groundwork of our life. You imagine if we were just going to be confident and everything is going to be, well, what was going to happen? Mahabharata has talked so much about this. Bhishma Pitamaha, when he was, of course, giving or ordering and guiding the Pandavas, one of the things he always told them is that, do not possess confidence up front. Confidence is an end state. After which, when Arjun was holding his arrows and aiming, and so he says, Arjun, confidence is an end state that happens afterwards, What is the beginning of all of this? The beginning of all of this is when we can put the work in. So imagine if Arjun, he was this great archer. What he would do, Arjun would take his arrows and put it in the bow, and he would hit a tree, a target. Like whole night when everybody's shooting, he's hitting the target. He's aiming. He is listening and he's shooting. And he shot hundreds of thousands of arrows. At the end of his practice, he became confident. Confident is a result of his practices. But imagine he went to eat his dinner, he go to sleep, and just wake up in the morning, I'm confident that today is going to be well. It doesn't work like that. Similarly, when someone tells you to be strong, you can't just be strong like that. You understand? You can't just be strong like that. You had to have, been thinking well, been praying, being exercising, being eating healthy, keeping good company, being mentally strong. And when all of that is put together, the end result is strong or strength, right? But to do all of the opposite like that, and somebody tell you to just be strong, it doesn't work. And that is why we have to look at this thing in the other, from a reverse perspective, reverse psychology, if we want to call it that, where confidence and strength is really not something that you should just have like that. No, it is something that comes as a result of your work. Whenever we go to Bhagwan Shivji and we pray and we give our thanks and gratitude, my friends, there is that level of confidence that, Prabhu, I have invested my life in you. I have invested all my thoughts in you. I have invested all my devotion at your feet. My friends, what will happen when you pray? You're confident at that point in time that you have done your groundwork. Therefore, pratana hamara dharma hai bhai. Our dharma is pratana. And to build the foundation of our dharma, my friends, to build the foundation of our dharma, we have to do work. And that's why I always like to tell you that no matter how much of a stressful day you've had, no matter how much of a long day you've had or a depressing day, Shanti Satsangh or any Satsangh, as a matter of fact, helps to really deal with that kind of challenges. And that is why we do this continuously. We do Satsang because Satsang is important. Satsang has helped our ancestors when they are coming from Bharat, crossing the Kala Pani, coming to the West Indies. You think they just sit in the boat and of course they ate food all the time and all that kind of stuff. They suffered. And one of the things that, if you've heard from the lineage of those who came down, my Aja, of course, came from one of those boats. He was the priest, and those are the stories he would tell his children. And my father would tell us those stories, that Satsang is what kept their journey, is what made their long journey a pilgrimage. Their journey to the West Indies became a pilgrimage because Satsang was there. Their hard laboring days in the fields, that became seva because they had tremendous devotion, which came from Satsang as well. So we were just not made like this. We were not made 42 years old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 30-year-old. No. We just didn't fall down from the skies like that. We were made with the hands of these ancestors. We were groomed by the hands of these ancestors into wonderful beings that we are today. And that is why, my friends, we have Satsang, so that we can help each other elevate. I am certainly not doing this for me. There'd be no joy doing that, but I do this so that we can all be together on an evening of Satsang. Today is Pradosh. Pradosh is a very important day for Hindus. On Pradosh, let's look at the words. The last syllable, dosh. Dosha. Dosha means the enemies. Today is a day for Shivaji, but every day is a day for Bhagwan. And, I always encourage you, don't try to limit God to a particular day. We know that Tuesday is a blessed day for Hanumanji and Saturday and Monday for Shiva and so, but don't limit them to those days. God has no limitations, right? The world cannot envelope him. He is not limited by any books. No. Many a times people quote a book and tell you, Panaji, this, that. Why should God be limited by the books? In many scriptures we have read that him whom the Vedas cannot describe, him whom the tongue of Ma Saraswati cannot sing his glory, he is the preserver. He is Mahesha. He is Narayana. He is Krishna. So the Lord is not limited to any book. The books are there to guide us. When we are aligned with Prabhu through our bhakti, and through our association with Satsang, then and only then, my friends, we get to understand him. Try not to live the life that they have lived, because you can marry 16,108 wives. You can't lift up no mountain. You can't fight no beast. Try to love Prabhu. And that is what matters in this life. Pradosh, dosh means the enemies. Pradosh means the slayer controlling the enemies in us. Inside of you, there are so many enemies, right? And don't even worry about people who don't like you and who speak ill about you. Don't worry about that. That is not even close to the enemies you truly have to deal with. And I got to tell you that if we are still bothered, if today in this life we are still bothered about what people are saying about you and what people are not saying about you, and how many people say good things and how many like your Facebook and how many like your post, if we are still bothered about those things, my friends, then we are still children. We are still children in grown bodies, right? No, we have to be mature about life. And this freedom or this mukti that we are seeking in life, every day is an opportunity to be freed from it. I don't care what he says about me. I am free, remember? A bird doesn't care about anything. A bird, as long as the bird has its wings, it is free. It is free as long as it has its wings. And as long as you have your Prabhu, your Paramatma, your Shivji, your Hanumanji, your Ram Bhagwan, your Krishna Bhagwan, your Mata Durga, you are free. You are in mukti. Pradosh allows us to slay those enemies within and to allow the beauty and the joy of our life to surface. That's what Pradosh is. Now, there's a lot of things we do on Pradosh, and sometime we'll talk about that, and people get really deep into Pradosh and all that, and I like that. I still do as well my tapasya, and it helps in certain ways. You are not who you are today. I am not who I am. Bhavani Shankar is not Bhavani Shankar Mandir. Our community is not our community today because we just wake up and we go nail to nail and put some cement. No. It came because of a lot of tapasya. A lot of things that you did, a lot of things I did, a lot of things our community did. Tapasya goes a far away. The melting process goes a far away. Pradosh happens to be that day of Shiva where we pray, and the world supports our prayers. The world supports our intentions on this day when the intent is a good one, right? So, if one performs certain pujas and lingam, abhishekam and pushpa archana and so on the lingam, and just keep yourself in the state of Shiva, then the universe is made, the entire cosmos is made to support your intention on that day. And what happened? The enemies inside of you are suppressed, and the joys, of course, the joys are revealed. The joys are revealed on this beautiful day of Pradosh. In every one of us, that is why, of course, Bhagwan Shiva is called Pashupati. Pashupatim Dhyupatim Dharani Patim Bhujagalok Patim Chasati Patim Ganata Bhakta Janati Haram Shubham Bhajatare Manuja Girija Patim. Bhagwan Shiva is not only Pashupati because he's called the Lord of the Beasts. No, Pashupatim, Dhyupatim, Dharani, Patim, Bhujagalok, Chatim, Satati, Patim. He is the Lord of the universe, and which means he is the Lord including of the beasts as well. The beasts, of course, means nagas and wild animals and so. But those things, my friends, the beasts that are more dangerous than any form of walking four-legged or thousand-legged creatures are the very beasts inside of us, which require a tremendous amount of investment. And that investment comes with our faith, our shraddha, our devotion to satsang, our devotion to our Prabhu. Pradosh allows us that day, my friends. Pradosh allows us the opportunity to ask Pashupati Bhagwan, Pashupatinath, to, of course, slaughter the beasts in us. Or to at least, for Swami Vivekananda says that the only time a man doesn't have the pashu in them, the beast in them, is when they are sitting on the pyre, or laying on the pyre rather. Right? So every day is a day. And what are these beasts we are talking about? It is these little things that creep up in our lives that we ignore, that are very destructive. And you know what they are: poisonous thoughts, poisonous intents, bad karmas. All of it is inside. Everything. Joys are within us. Bliss is within us. And so, my friends, the devil is within us as well. And God resides there as well. Chapter 15, verse 15, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Bhagwan says, I reside here. So what are we going to do? We are going to ask Prabhu, Narayana, who resides in the heart, to help us with this journey of life. How is he going to help us with this journey of life? He's going to help us, of course, to suppress those doshas in our life, those enemies of our life, and allow the friends, allow us to embrace friendly thoughts, virtuous thoughts, and of course, do good karmic deeds. And so one day we will discuss in detail the Pradosh, but in essence, that is what it is. May Bhagwan Shivji, Pashupatinath, help to slay the beast inside of us and allow the deity, the God, the Prabhu, to blossom in our actions, in our speech, and in our intent. And one of the key ways in doing that is, of course, to always sing the world's most popular song. We sing it twice every night. It is called the Sri Hanumanji Maharaj Chalisa. And every night we sing it at the beginning of our program, sort of like after the beginning, and of course at the end. It brings peace of mind to many. It has brought solace to so many. It fills our heart with devotion, and it really injects a certain amount of energy that we are looking for to progress in life. Regardless of what day you had, sing Hanumanji Chalisa. This is something we grew up with. We may not know so many bhajans, but we know the bhajan, or this song, or the Chalisa that really brings a lot of comfort to us. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodayak Phalchar Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Harhu Kalesh Vikar Hamare Ram Ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo Ji Hanuman Hamare Ram Ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo Ji Hanuman Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar Jai Kapish Dimulo Ujagar Ram Dut Atulit Ban Dhama Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanam Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi Kumat Nivar Sumat Ke Sangi Hamare Ram Ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo Ji Hanuman Hamare Ram Ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo Ji Hanuman Kanchan Baran Biraj Subesha Kanan Kundan Kunchit Kesha Hath Bhadra Aur Dhwaja Viraje Kaadhe Muj Jane Usar Shankar Suvan Kesari Nanda Tej Pratap Mahajagavanda Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur Ram Kaj Karibe Ko Atur Hamare Ram Ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo Ji Hanuman Hamare Ram Ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo Ji Hanuman Prabhu Charit Sunive Ko Rasiya Ram Lakhan Sita Man Bhasiya Sukshma Rup Dhari Siyahi Dikhawa Vikat Rup Dhari Rang Jara Hari Bhima Rup Dhari Asur Samhare Ram Chandra Ke Kaj Savar Ho Lai Saj जीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। हमारे राम जी से
राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत पढ़ाई, तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई। सहस बदन तुमरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा, नारद सारद सहित अहीश। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। हरि युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। हरि प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरी मुख माही, जल्दी लांघि गए अचरज नाही। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख रहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा,
जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा।
हर संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे,
तासु अमृत जीवन फल पावे।
चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा,
हे परसिद्धि जगत जियारा।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा,
जो सुमिरे हनुमत बल बीरा।
ओ बोलो जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई। कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार बात कर कोई। जो कही बंदी महासुख हो, जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा। होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। बोले पवन समस्त हनुमान की जय. Today we're wishing a happy birthday to Kevin Amit Singh, and of course congratulations on your graduation. Lots of love from your mom, dad, Ryan, your favorite Mamu, and the entire family. Kevin, I hope you had a very blessed day, and of course a day that will, birthdays are like that. They remind us of the greatest gift Bhagwan has given us. Bade bhagya manushtana pava. Although we may not have many things in life, or we may desire to have a lot more in life, we already have the greatest gift of this life, and that is this human body. Happy birthday, and I'm glad we can join in your celebration in Satsang on behalf of your family, of course, and all your dear friends. We'll have a dedication for you later in the program. Now we will go to have two bhajans. Bhumika and Vrinda will sing two bhajans, and giving thanks to Prabhu. Always play your bhajans on a daily basis, my friends. This is something I remind you of every single day. We are who we are today because of a lot of things, and significantly because of bhajans. And bhajans have really helped to groom us, and it is a great addition to our lives. So continue to listen to your bhajan. Bhumika will sing beautiful bhajan.
राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, बरसाने में दो कि मुख से राधे राधे बोल. राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, बरसाने में दो कि मुख से राधे राधे बोल. पर्वत मन भायो, ब्रह्माचल पर्वत मन भायो, राधे करत गिरो मुख से राधे राधे बोल. राधे करत गिरो मुख से राधे राधे बोल. राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, बरसाने में दो मुख से राधे राधे बोल. ब्रज की गलियां मोहन खेले, ब्रज की गलियां मोहन खेले, मोहन खेले सवरिया खेले, मोहन खेले सवरिया खेले. और ग्वाल को बोल की मुख से राधे राधे बोल. और ग्वाल को बोल की मुख से राधे राधे बोल. राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, बरसाने में दो कि मुख से राधे राधे बोल. राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, बरसाने में दो कि मुख से राधे राधे बोल. बरसाने में दो कि मुख से राधे राधे बोल. बरसाने में दो कि मुख से राधे राधे बोल.
मुख से राधे राधे बोल. Beautiful bhajan to Bhagwan Shri Krishna and Radha Devi. If we're going to speak something, they say if you're going to speak something, let it be words of virtue, let it be words of fun, let it be words that will add value or add some joy to people's lives. And let it be words that will add some value to your life as well. Remember, what we say what we sing does not only impact other people's lives, it impacts yours as well. Vrinda now will lead us in one bhajan, after which we'll continue last night's discussion. Yaksha Prashna, and the famous crane, the righteous crane, speaks to Dharmraj Yudhishthir. We'll complete the last few verses that we had. Vrinda.
Radhe Govinda Krishna Murari, Radhe Govinda Krishna Murari, Ghanashama Mukunda Murari, Ghanashama Mukunda Murari, Radhe Govinda Krishna Murari, Radhe Govinda Krishna Murari.
Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. For those of you who were not on the Shanti Satsangh last night, we began a beautiful discussion which we will conclude tonight. It is called Yaksha Prashna. It is an extract from the Mahabharata around the 12th year or so when they were in exile. Yaksha Prashna. The eldest of the brothers of the Pandavas, his name was Yudhishthir, just to recap a little bit. And he wanted some water to drink, so he sent his brothers. Nakul and Sahadev went, and as they were about to dip the water, there was a righteous crane. The righteous crane. He stood there and he says, if you drink this water or you take this water, you will die unless you answer my questions. And they didn't listen to him because he's just a crane. Bhuteshwar Bhagwan is the Lord who presides over the elements and all creatures. You don't know, na jaane kis roop mein Narayan mil jaye. You don't know in what form God will come. So they say, hey crane, you don't know anything. What kind of question are you going to ask me? And so they took the water, they fell. And what happened? Arjuna went, he saw the crane. The crane says, don't dip the water, because if you do and you don't answer my questions, he didn't listen, he fell unconscious. And Bhim went, and everything about Bhim is about muscle. And I'm going to use my muscle to, no, he dipped the water. Mahabharata recorded they were dead. So the 4 brothers were lying there, and they were all blessed in their own ways. But the one that was blessed with dharma, with virtue, the one that was blessed with dharma, the path of life, the way of life, or whatever these days you describe dharma as. Dharma is so many things these days, and dharma is truth, and all of that is good. But he was Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, because as you know, last night I explained, Dharmaraj blessed him, blessed Mata Kunti with him. So the crane stood there, and Dharmaraj Yudhishthir came. And he was very wise. And the crane says that, Yudhishthir, your 4 brothers are there lying on the ground because they didn't hear me, or they didn't listen to me. So, I am going to ask you questions, and only when you answer the questions to my satisfaction, then you will be able to dip the water and drink it. Because Dharmaraj was thirsty. Dharmaraj Yudhishthir has never let go of dharma. Dharmaraj Yudhishthir has never lied. That's why he's called Dharmaraj. He is the upholder of dharma. क्या है धर्म भाई? धर्म न दूसरा सत्य समाना आगम निगम पुराण बकाना. Dharma has many forms, you may say that. There's in the scriptures, dharma na dusar satya samana. Truth is a pretty high form of dharma, right? If we're going to be dharmic, or we're going to practice Sanatana Dharma, then we have to practice and speak the truth. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira has never spoken a lie, rather. He has never thought of anyone in an ill manner. He has never spoken of anyone in an ill manner. He has never entertained an ill discussion about anyone, including his poisonous cousins. People will say things about him, but he would never join with them to say, yes, they were bad. Until later on in his life, when he fully realized that these people were adharmic. They were totally unrighteous. So there is nothing to speak of the unrighteous even. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira has always lived a very clean, very pious life. That's why he's called Dharmaraj, the king of Dharma. And so last night, the crane, the righteous crane, asked him a whole bunch of questions. Last night we did about 28. We skipped a few, but we talked about some very interesting ones. 28 questions. In total, he asked 33 questions. But in the 32 questions, he asked the question like a West Indian style, If you tell a West Indian to ask a question, in that question, there'll be 4 more questions. So, I want to know the pathway of bhakti, but I also want to know, exactly. So that's, and that's a really talented way of asking a question, because you don't know if you're going to get a chance to ask a question again. So in every question, there were pieces or fragments of other questions. Anyways, so what is he going to ask tonight? The Yaksha, the crane, this righteous crane, it's a funny discussion. The righteous crane says, in his question, what did he say? Dharmaschar yatascha kamascha paraspara virodhinaha esham nitya viruddhanam kathame katra samgamam. This is where we left off last night. So the crane asked, he says, Yudhishthira, virtue, which is dharma, profit and desire. Look at these 3 things. Virtue or dharma, profit and desires. These things are opposed to one another. They are opposed to one another. Where there's dharma, there cannot be the thought of making a profit. That is why our temple is called non-for-profit. You understand? It makes sense. Where there is dharma, there cannot be a thought of making a profit. I want to tell you this, that at a non-for-profit, or there are a lot of accountants out there and all kind of thing. You know how our non-for-profit accounting works as opposed to business. You have to use most of the money that you make to do community work. You have to actually take and spend it back into community. You can't make a profit, right? That's in Canadian standards, at least. That is how the forensic accountants will come, and the government will tell you, you have not used enough for this kind of activities, you need to. And that's where we have to manage these things accordingly. Anyway, so at least the Canadian government is in line with dharma, we may say. Where there is dharma, the Yaksha says, virtue or dharma, profit and desire, they are opposed to one another. Where there is dharma, there cannot be desire. Where there is profit, there cannot be dharma. Where there is desire, there cannot be profit. These things don't work with each other. And his question is, how could things thus, being so antagonistic to one another, they are opposed to one another, how can they exist together? How can dharma exist with desire? How can they exist together? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira answers. He says, Yudhishthira vacha, yadha dharmascha bharyacha paraspara vashanugau tada dharmart kamanam trayanam api samgamah. Yada dharmascha bharyacha, Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, when a wife and virtue agrees with each other, when dharma and patni agrees with each other, then all the three you have mentioned may still exist together. And that is what we call dharma patni. We have the only tradition, culture, religion, whatever you call it, dharma. We are the only religion, I may say, which addresses the wife as dharma patni. Dharma patni. Of course, that has been, that's been broken down these days into other names. We say gyal and all kind of ni honey and this and all that kind of name. We call the spouse. The spouse is called dharma patni. Dharma patni. What does that mean? Is she responsible for dharma in the home? What about the man? He don't have responsibilities? Is cutting the grass and wiping out this and opening the garage and putting this and there, and is that the work of the husband? Is that what their limitations are? They don't have any sort of dharmic responsibilities? And this has been a tremendous misunderstanding in our culture, where men feel that dharma patni, the wife, is responsible for the godly things in the home. As pundits, you will know that. There are so many pundits watching this program. There are so many pundits who are my friends. You all know this. When somebody calls you to do a yajna, a puja, or any house blessing, or whatever it is, blessing, or anything, in most cases, it is the wife of the home who's calling. Pandit, this, and this, and that. Exactly. Because the wife takes more interest in the home, and the man, when the puja used to be done, the man sits outside in the garage with his friends. We have cut that out at all. I will never do something like that, where the man is outside enjoying himself, and the wife, the man will wash a basin outside with rice and so, and wife will pray. We believe in the Ardhangini process, where puja is complete when both of them are there. Anyways. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, profit, virtue, and desire. When a wife and virtue agree with each other, when a wife has virtue, right, in a home where the wife practices dharma, and the wife is not called dharma patni because she is, of course, responsible for dharma. No, she's called dharma patni because she is the wife of dharma. Dharma ke patni, dharma patni. It means, man, you're supposed to be the walking form of dharma. You are supposed to be the walking form. You're supposed to emulate. You're supposed to, suppress adharma and let divinity always be there. That's why she's called Dharma Patni, because she is, of course, the wife of Dharma. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira answers that. Yaksha, the crane, clap. Very good, Yudhishthira. Good job. Yaksha asked, the crane now asked the number 30th question. Akshayo naraka kena, naraka. Akshayo naraka kena, prapyate bharatar shabha, etanme pritchata prashnam, tatchighram vaktamarhasih. The crane asked Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, the righteous crane, as the Mahabharata describes him. The righteous crane asked Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, Akshayo naraka kena praptaye bharatar shabha. That Dharmaraj, O bull of the Bharat race, he asked him about this place called Naraka. Naraka is a place where it's the opposite of heaven. You know that? I don't have to spell that out for you. Or if I can spell it out for you, Naraka is Hell. As Hindus, we must know what these meanings are. Swarg, heaven. Naraka, the opposite. Yaksha says, the crane says, Dharmaraj, Akshayo naraka kena prapyate bharatar shabha. That who is he that is condemned to the everlasting naraka? Who is condemned to the everlasting naraka? It behoves you, or the Dharmaraj, to answer this question that I ask. Who is, of course, condemned to everlasting narak? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, so educated, so wise, he responds, Yudhishthira, Brahmana swayamahuya yachamanam kinchanam paschana stiyayo bruyat soksham narakam bhrajet. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says that he who summons a poor Brahmana, promising to give him dakshina, promising to give him a gift, promising to deliver him a gift, but when time comes he has no gift to give to the Brahmana, to the Lord one, he is subjected to everlasting naraka. He is subjected to everlasting naraka. He who summons a Brahmana and promises to give a gift, but does not, with the intent, of course, hurting that Brahmana. You know, the caste system, I've done a video on the caste system. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the caste system in Hinduism. It is not made to segregate people. It is made to bring people together, to create an order in our community. The West has taken it, even Hindus have taken the caste system, and they have, without any understanding, they have put such a negative, interpretation on what it is. I tell you what, we have the caste system, the West have the class system, right? The politicians will tell you, I'm fighting for the middle class. So if you're fighting for the middle class, what happens to the guys below the middle class? Who are they? Right? What about the other class? So the West has given us class system based on many things. We have not done that. We have said Brahmanosya mukhamasi, and later on you will see in the next few verses, Dharmaraj Yudhishthira will answer who is a Brahmana. The Vedas tells us Brahmana mukhamasit bahu rajanyakrita. The Brahmanas, they are the mouthpiece of Bhagwan Vishnu. They are the mouthpiece of Prabhu. They speak for the Lord. If you are a Brahmana, then you speak for the Lord. You eat for the Lord. You drink for the Lord. You're the mouthpiece. So whatever the mouth does, that's for Prabhu. You speak for Prabhu. You sing. When you sing, you have to sing for Prabhu. When you eat, you have to eat. When you drink, you have to drink for Him. You can't pray morning time and then, say bad things with your mouth afterwards. Because that's not Brahmana. We got to understand what the caste system is. Brahmanosya mukhamasit. The words that come out of your mouth must adore Sri Hari Bhagwan. And they must bring people together rather than breaking people up. This Brahman's kind of story where, somebody daddy a Brahman, and because with daddy or grandfather Brahman, it means you're automatically Brahman, but you're dhakoli all kind of thing, and you eat all kind of thing, and you have all kind of behaviors. That doesn't make you that, no. Not because your dad is policeman and your mom is policeman means you are policeman. You understand? You got to go to the police school. You have to display, most importantly, before you're even admitted into the police school, you have to have a 0 criminal record. You have to have spotless character before your application is even looked at. Your credit bureau has to be like that. Your criminal record has to be nothing. Then they look at your application to become an officer. Why is it in our tradition anybody becomes a pandit? Anybody becomes a pandit. And you look at a certain way, saying Hanuman Chalisa and so on, pandit. Right? No qualifications required, no character is required. You don't have to behave in a certain way. You can go any party and dance and things these days. And you're Brahman because Dadi ke Dadi is Brahman. This is nonsense. And we cannot accept this. And that's why in other faith, however they are, the Christians, before you are a priest or you're accepted as a priest in the community or by the church, you've got to go through a certain level of training. Minimum you have to have is a master's degree to be a certain kind of preacher. Right? You have to be like that. And then, we wonder these days why Brahmanas are treated in a certain way. Maybe because they live a certain life. Brahmanosya mukhamasi, anyone who takes up the priesthood, or not even the priesthood, but who has come from the lineage of Brahmins, you must, of course, practice the works of that lineage. Speak, drink, eat, think, all in the name of Him. And your thoughts must not break anything up, it must bring people together. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, because a Brahmana is so noble, and their life is so dedicated to the divine, one who makes a promise to give them something and breaks the promise with the intent of hurting them, that person goes to everlasting narak. This is Yaksha Prashnavai, this is not my words. This is an extract from the Mahabharata. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says that. Okay? So, what does he say again? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira. Brahmana swayama huya yachamana mikanchanam paschat astiti to bhruyat sokshamaksham narakam vrajet. Additionally, he or that person who imputes falsehood to the Vedas, the scriptures, the Brahmanas, the deities, and the ceremonies in honor of the Pitris, who disregards all of this, he goes to everlasting narak, who though in possession of wealth never give away nor enjoy himself in this life, saying that he has none. Saying that he has none. You remember Satyanarayan Katha? You remember Satyanarayan Katha, my friends? What is Satyanarayan Katha saying? That Satyanarayan Katha, when merchant was asked what you have in your boat, his boat was filled with so many types of merchandise. He says, Latta Patta. Prabhu says, so be it. So be it. And everything that he had became leaves and shrubs. My friends, whatever, life is not that bad. COVID is killing us economically, but you know what? We're alive. And don't tell people things are bad because you think they're going to ask you for something. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, those who have an abundance, but says they don't have because they're afraid that somebody else is going to ask them for it, they go to everlasting narak. Who else goes there? Those who impute falsehood to the Vedas. Right? We disregard the Vedas, we disregard the scriptures, we disregard the Shraddha ceremonies. He mentions clearly that here. Who disregards all of that, they go to narak and they rest there. They don't rest in peace, obviously. We don't rest in peace. soul, jatasya hi dhruvo nityam dhruvam janma mritasya cha. As long as there's birth, there's death. As long as there's death, there's birth. Hindus don't say rest in peace because that is not our belief. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityo dhruvam janma mritasya cha. As long as there's birth, there's death. As long as there's death, there's birth. Until our soul becomes one with Paramatma. The individual soul becomes one with super soul, or Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma. Jivatma and Paramatma, when they mix together, then reincarnation doesn't happen again. The soul still doesn't rest because your soul is part of the divine. Right? So we don't say rest in peace or rip. The quickest thing somebody that you see on social media, rip. I don't know what we are ripping. Please don't say rip. You can say Sadgati or may Bhagwan. You can write a nice note. May Bhagwan reward them for the fruits of their karma, or may Bhagwan Shankar embrace their soul, or may Bhagwan Shri Krishna bless them on their journey. Things like that you write, nice things, because our soul never rest. Understand? May no one see rip anymore on social media. Rip. Verse number 31. Okay, verse number 31. What is the Yaksha going to ask now? What is Yaksha going to ask? He's going to say, okay, you've talked about the Brahman story. And this goes for all the different caste systems. It goes for all the caste systems, right? So, the crane, the righteous crane, Yaksha, he says, tell me, Yudhishthira, you talk so much about a Brahman that someone can go to Narak if they hurt a Brahmana. If they hurt a Brahmana, right? That someone can go to Narak if they hurt a Brahmana. But who is this Brahmana? Who is the Brahmana? We have touched a bit of it. But Yaksha says, Rajana kulena vritena Rajana kulena vritena Swadhyayena shrutena va Brahmanyam kena bhavati Prabrahmahota sunishchitam. The righteous crane. He says, Dharmaraj, tell me, by what, O king, birth, behavior, study, or learning does a person become a Brahmana? Right? But when you say Brahmana, what makes you the Brahmana? Is it studies, behavior, learning, or what makes a person a Brahmana? And the crane says, the righteous crane says, tell us with sincerity. Tell us with sincerity. Yudhishthir Uvach, Shrunu yaksham kulam tata, na swadhyayo na chashrutam. You got to get this book. You have to. This is an extract from the Mahabharata, but there is an actual book they call Yaksha Prashna. It's actually, I checked it out on Amazon. It costs only $15, but the shipping and handling is $40. So I'm going to sleep on that and think whether I want to get that. But I would like to recommend it for you if you can afford it. Don't buy it as yet, though. I have the old version, Mahabharata. You extract it and you read it, but this one they made a book out of it. It's so beautiful. Yudhishthir says, Shrunu yaksham phalam tata na swadhyayo naya shrutam karanam hi dvijatvecha vritameva na samshaya vritam yatre na samyascha brahmano na nisheshitaha akshni vritano nakshishno vritasyasyu hato hataha. Dharmaraj Yudhishthir says, listen, O Yaksha, righteous crane, it is neither birth, nor study, nor learning that is the cause of a person to become a Brahmana without doubt. What certifies a person as a Brahmana? It is their behavior. It is their behavior that certifies. What it says, Yudhishthir? Vritamevana samshaya. It is their behavior that makes them that person. Are you a Kshatri? Well, don't just shoot people like that up. You have to behave like one. You have to defend people. You have to protect the weak. That's what a Kshatriya is. A Shudra, a Vaishya. Are you, doing your work, that is allocated to you, allotted to you? That is what makes you. But particularly, Yaksha says, Yudhishthir, if people will go to Narak because of their behavior and to the Brahmanas, what constitutes a Brahmana? And he says, neither birth, nor study, nor learning that cause a person to become a Brahman. Without doubt, it is the behavior that constitutes it. It is the behavior. We can cram all of this. We can learn everything. And you know what it will do to us? Learn all the mantras, all the Suktam, Narayan Suktam, Rudra Prashana, Rudra Suktam, all the shlokas. And then what happens? Does that qualify you to be a Brahmana? You can chant mantras and riddle mantras, and rap in mantras as they're doing now. Don't ever do that. Does that make you a Brahmana? Well, it will puff you up more than anything else. It will puff you up if you don't have any humility. The character is what displays the true quality of a person. They use obviously the Brahmana here because everybody used them for something. Everybody used them for something. He has obviously used the Brahmana here to make a point. But this applies to everybody. This applies to everybody. What makes a great person? What makes you great? Right? Bhagavad Gita tells us, Yad yadarati shreshta tattatevo tare janaha, that whatever a great man does, other people will follow. What makes you a great person? What makes you a person that will want others to follow you? You're a mother, you're a father, you're a brother or sister. People are looking at you. What is greatness? An accumulation of certain things? No. Greatness has to do with your behavior. My father was a great man. What made him great? Because no matter if the zinc would be ripped off of the home, he remained quiet and he remained dedicated to his family. No matter how much torture we had in our home, he never walked away. He stayed and faced those tortures and helped us remove them. That's what made him a great man. Yeah, that's what made him. Are my parents? My parents, they are my first God. Because we were, the villagers will tell you, we were not that well off. We were not even close to that. But no matter what, they ensured that I was educated. They sold their jewelry, whatever they did, they had to make. They ensured that education was not a shortage in our home. And they made sure my mother and my father, all they wanted for me was to become a Pandit. That's all they wanted. They had no big desires about me being anything else. They had a simple wish, was for me to become a Pandit. And as I told you, I can't remember a time when I was not. Pandit, we use it loosely, but I was not involved. I can't remember a time when I was not involved in this line of work. So they're great because they never give up on each other. They never give up on their family. They never walked out on their family. That's what makes someone great. Not only the amount of knowledge we have gotten into us to puff us up, right? But the amount of humility. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says it is the behavior that constitutes. One's behavior should always be well guarded, especially by a Brahmana. You know what is the only thing I have going on for me, my friends? Well, among other things, the thing that makes a Panditji or a Brahmana or a Pandit, you know what is it? Please guess. And if you lose it, you lose everything. Right? It is your character. It is your character. In this type of work that we do, the minute you lose your name, well, everybody will not everybody. Some people will talk your name. You can't get away with that. No matter how much close you're good to Shankar Bhagavan, they will talk your name. They will tell you all kind of things. You want fame and all that. They will talk. But if you lose your name because you have fallen to something lower in life, then you're done. You're done. As a Pandit, when your name goes, that's it. Society today have been very accepting to these things. I don't care about how people live their life, but if you're a Pandit, you have to be a vegetarian and you can't drink rum. Done. Alcohol is not for you. You have to be a vegetarian. Not only weekend, you can't enjoy it privately in your home even. I'm very blunt about this. You can take it however you want it, because there are a lot out there that is being done and people are being too accepting to, oh, Pandit, I'll give one a chance now. No. We have to, this is dharma, my friends. This is your dharma. You know what they say? When you lost your wealth, you have lost nothing. You see, Anita Parshram, she write the right thing there. That's my goddaughter. She knows exactly what I'm going to say. She knows exactly what I'm going to say. When you lost your wealth, you have lost nothing. When you have lost your health, you have lost something. But when you lost your character, you have lost everything. You have lost everything, my friends, when you have lost your character. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, he who maintains his conduct unimpaired, he mentioned the word impaired here, unimpaired, that person is called a noble person. That person is a noble person. And of course, if you're addicted to wicked habits, no matter how illiterate you are, if you're noble, then that constitutes a good, decent person in this world, my friends. And so, let's move out from that. Now, let's go to the 32nd question, the second to last question. Yaksha says, question number 32. Yaksha says, Priya vachanadi kim labhate, vibhrushita karya kim labhate, bahubhinna karaya kim labhate, dharme rata kim labhate kathaya. Sort of a different meter there. What did he say? What did he say? He says, what does one gain? What does one gain that speak agreeable words? A person, what does one gain when they speak agreeable words? What does he gain that always act with judgment? What do you gain when you act with judgment? What does he gain that had many friends? The one who had many friends, what does he gain? And what does he gain who is devoted to dharma? What does he gain? One question, different parts here. So, Yudhishthira answers. He who speaks agreeable words become agreeable to all. He's not saying it's wise to speak agreeable words. He says, he who speaks agreeable words become agreeable to all. It means when you can calm the fire, in my line of work, outside of my Panditai work, I've shared this with you, I've only done banking in my life, not retail banking. I don't know anything about when you go in the bank, what you do there. I'm the back-end guy. We do all the tweaks and the technology and all that. My job as a project manager is to calm the fire. Because there's fires from the business, there's fire from technology, there's fire from marketing, there's fire from sales, and everybody is lighting a fire. What my job is to fight those fires by putting them down. Because if I go and add more fire to the fire, what will happen? You will have a conflagration, a big burn up of a forest, right? And that is not something that what my job is for. That's not my job, to add fire to fire. An agreeable person speaks agreeable words. It doesn't mean that I have to agree with you with everything you do. But it means that if I'm going to even oppose you, I must do it in a very decent way, right? There's nothing wrong in disagreeing with somebody. Absolutely nothing wrong in disagreeing with somebody. But there is absolutely something wrong with just speaking words that are hurtful to people. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, he who speaks agreeable word becomes agreeable to all. And he who acts with judgment obtain whatever he seeks. You know, they say don't judge, that's a whole different thing. But he who acts with judgment. We are all judges, my friend. People tell you, don't judge. If I don't judge you, I'm telling you this, you know this. If I don't judge you when you're driving on the road, I'll be in a lot of accidents. I have to judge whatever speed I'm going to change my lane with. I have to judge how speed you're driving, what I can do on the road. If I don't judge, then what will happen? I will be in a lot of accidents. I have to judge when a man or a woman is walking across with a dog on the road, how much I must mash the brakes and all this. I have to judge. A person who judges before they act, Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, will obtain whatever they seek in this life. And the question is, what about those with many friends? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, those with many friends will prosper as long as their friends are like-minded. You know that thing? Like-minded. How many friends you got? Only 200? I have 400. Right? Well, what kind of friend you have is a whole different story. What kind of friend you have is a whole different story. This is the 32nd question. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, it's okay to have many friends as long as they are like-minded. Because when they're not like-minded, they become your enemies. And the spears will hit you in life. And what about he who is devoted to dharma? The righteous crane asked him. He who is devoted to dharma will obtain a happy state in this world and in the next world. Whether it is New York State, or Los Angeles State, or Florida State, or Ontario Province. As long as we have embraced dharma, we will attain a happy state in this life and in the next life as well. The final question, question number 33, the righteous crane asked Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, who is a truly happy person? I gotta give you the juice. Ko modate kimascharya ka pantha ka vartika vadame chatura prashnana mrita jivantu bandhava. Mrita jivantu bandhava. So, he says, who is truly happy? What makes you happy, if I may ask you? Right? What makes you happy? Right? I'm sure it's a lot of external things, and naturally that was happened. What is most wonderful? The first is, what is truly happiness? What is most wonderful? What is the path? The path. And what is the news? Answer these 4 questions of mind, he says, and I will let your 4 dead brothers come back live to you. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, Crane ji. Crane ji. So, who is truly happy? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, Paschame hanishashteva shakam pachati swegrahe andrani cha pravasi cha savari char modate. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, O ambitious creature, crane ji. You have to say G, no? By the way, when you say somebody, namaste pandit, how you do? Or sitaram pandit. Always put a G at the end. Pandit G. Understand? The G means like Mr. or Mistress. G means anything. Right? These days, because there's so many mixture in society, G applies to everything. Pandit G, Hardat G, or who G? Hanuman Ji. You don't say Hanuman? Now we go pray to Hanuman. No, Hanuman Ji. Shiv Ji. Right? Govind Ji. Ram Ji. Ganesh Ji. Ji, when put at the end of the word, adds a lot of respect. Right? So remember that, little things. You call somebody name, it's meant with respect. Right? Auntie Leela Ji. Sita Ji. Dayan Ji. All the G's. No? So, the last questions he asked. Who is truly happy? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, O ambitious creature, crane ji. A man who cook in his house. A man who cook in his own house. on the fifth or sixth part of the day with simple vegetables, but who is not in debt and who doesn't steer away from the home, that person is truly happy. That person who is truly happy. Referring to someone who lives a simple life. We can cook all the fancy things, but we can be in so much of other problems in life. Cook the simple things of life as long as there is no debt or worries that came with getting that thing. As long as you cook in that home with no debt and you're not steering away from your home, that is truly happiness. Day after day, countless creatures are going to the abode of Yama. He says, let those that remain behind believe themselves to be immortal. What can be more wonderful than this? Argument leads to no certain conclusion. People are arguing over God sometimes. Why Krishna married 16,100 wives? No, he didn't marry 16,100 wives. No, he did. Look at the books and they go and argue. Why Ramji this? Why Krishna? And why we are arguing over God? I have seen in my childhood big men and women fighting over who knows more Ramayana. Fight. But fight who knows more than who. It's not, obviously if you know a lot, it's not manifesting in you because you're fighting. Arguing who has more gyan and all these kind of things. Well, what are we going to say here? Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, what can be more wonderful than this? Argument leads to no certain conclusion. The Shrutis are different from one another, he says. There is not even one rishi whose opinion can be accepted by all. The truth about dharma and duty is hidden in the caves. Therefore, that alone is the path which the great have given us. This world is full of ignorance like a pan. The sun is the fire. The days and nights are fuel. The months and the seasons constitute the wooden ladle. And of course, time is the cook that is cooking all creatures in the pan with such aids. This is the news. This is Dharmaraj speaking, the highest virtuous man speaking to Cranji. And what happens, my friends? We are looking for all sort of complicated, somebody asks you, what is happiness, Panditji or Bhaiya? Tell me what is happiness now. And if you tell them literally, sit in your house and cook and eat your food with your family and enjoy some family time, they don't believe in that stuff. You don't know anything. That's happiness? Oh yeah, that's happiness. And you're Pandit? Yeah. They're looking for a little bit more complex. I must go into a particular ashram and I must stay there for 6 months. I must wear certain clothing. I must chant certain mantras. I must go long here. And that is really what's you have to go inside and you have to pay a lot of money because these days if you don't pay money, you're not satisfied. The simple things are not valued today. This happiness that we're looking for, Dharmaraj Yudhishthira says, well, that is it. Cook and eat with your family in your own home. And you will find a lot of happiness there. And isn't that what COVID is allowing us to do? Stay in our own home and just enjoying our lives. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, of course, he answered all the 33 questions that was given to him, and Cranji was very happy. As I told you last night, this is no crane that is asking. This is no crane that is asking, or a righteous creature. And the crane, of course, Dharmaraj says, who are you really? You're not any crane. Who are you? Dharmaraj, my friends, always soft-spoken, always kind, and the crane manifested. Of course, the crane showed his real form, and it was Dharmaraj himself, Yamdev, who is the father of Dharmaraj Yudhishthira. Yamaya Namah, Dharmarajaya Namah, Mrityave Namah, Antikaya Namah, Vaivasvataya Namah, Kalaya Namah, Sarvabhutakshaya Namah, Audambaraya Namah, Dagnaya Namah, Neelaya Namah, Parameshtane Namah, Vrikodaraya Namah, Chitraya Namah, Chitraguptaya Namah. These are the 4 names of Dharmaraj. And when he manifested himself, he says, son, as a child you have reflected the virtues that I've given you. You have reflected the virtues of your father, Dharmaraj. No? You have reflected the virtues which a father has given to you. And of course, I bless you. That is when Dharmaraj asked Dharmaraj Yudhishthir that ask for a boon. And he said, we are in the final year of Cognitu. We don't want to be seen. We cannot be seen in this final year. And so he was blessed. A beautiful discussion in the Mahabharata. Dharmaraj blessed him. Take your 4 brothers, of course, they can go with you now. But I bless you that in this last year that you're in exile, no one will be able to see you. Your disguise will be as such that no one will be able to see you or recognize you. They can see you, of course, but they will not be able to recognize you. And so, my friends, that concludes the beautiful 2 days of discussion on Yaksha Prashna. I will purchase the modern version and I will recommend it to you. Don't buy it, and I don't want you to invest in something that you don't like. So I'll buy the modern version because it's available, and I will tell you how to get it and how you can be part of the process. So God bless all of you, and of course, may you always prosper. May you always be in peace. May you always be dharmic. We are human beings, my friends, but we have to aspire to be divine. And being divine does not mean, an entire lifetime of, living like a sant. It means doing certain simple activities which reflect dharma. Let's say a happy birthday to our birthday boy today. And this is a message from your family. I'd like to read it as they have written it to me. So, happy birthday, Kevin. Kevin is an extraordinary young man with many talents. He's a proud Hindu who's very involved with his ashram and volunteers his time to teach the younger kids, how to sing. His passion are computer technology, Tan music, and we can always go to him for a laugh. Kevin is the type of person who will always have a happy smile for you and can cheer you up at a moment's notice. He believes old is gold, especially when it comes to bhajans and Bollywood, especially Kishore Kumar movies. Well, I'm a Mukesh fan too. He's very connected with his family and likes nothing better than a family trip to Guyana. He will always put his family first and will be there in both good and tough times. We love him very much and wish him Ma Durga's blessings for success and for happiness in the future. So happy birthday to you, Kevin. I hope and pray that you had a very blessed day, and I hope and pray that you always stay connected with your community. It is always very heartening, very, very pleasing when we hear youngsters are involved in this process of spreading our dharma. I have spent most of my life doing this with young people, teaching them how to teach others. And today our community has blossomed because of youngsters. Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma is not an old age, not a place for old age. It's not an old age home. It's not a place for seniors alone. It's a place for everybody. And the young people of our community, I'm so proud of you, including Kevin, to know that the kind of work you do, it adds so much value to our dharma. And the generation, those who are in their 60s and 70s, and so they will tell you of their connection or the connection with our dharma and our culture. The level of connection. I hope and I pray that our youngsters can take an example from Kevin and be motivators as well, as encouraging to others to come out to temples. Temples are important in our community. They are the hub. They are not anymore a place only of worship and pujas and kathas. They are made for that, but they are not only that. It's a place where children come and have fun. And when the kids come to Bhavani Shankar Mandir, of course, you can see the kind of fun. I let them run about a little bit, and so when the puja done, because they have to be childish. everything about them is so exuberant. They have to explode. They have to express, you know. So they do that. And I'm like, let's have some fun. And we stretch and we do all kind of nice things. If we don't do that with them, then they're going to go on the road. So we're not being, of course, we're not ignoring our old traditions, but we have to allow the young people to blossom in this beautiful culture. God bless you, Kevin. And I'd like to sing a bhajan for you. You say you like old is gold, so we'll sing an old song for you. I think everybody knows Sur ki gati mein kya janu, ek bhajan karna janu. Sur ki gati mein kya janu. What do I know about sur? About sweetness, and so ek bhajan karna janu. I don't even know one bhajan, but let's try to sing one bhajan, no? Everybody know this? Sur ki gati mein kya janu. I think everybody knows this bhajan. So let's hear you from your homes. The last time we sung this bhajan on this program, everybody was clapping from their home, and we were hearing their claps from here. So let's hear your clap again. Sur ki gati mein kya janu, ek bhajan karna janu, ek bhajan karna janu. Sur ki gati mein kya janu, ek bhajan karna janu, ek bhajan karna janu. अर्थ भजन का भी अति गहरा, उसको भी मैं क्या जानूं। अर्थ भजन का भी अति गहरा, उसको भी मैं क्या जानूं। प्रभु 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 करना जानूं, प्रभु 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 करना जानूं। नैना जल भरना जानूं, नैना जल भरना जानूं। सुर की गति में क्या जानूं, एक भजन करना जानूं, एक भजन करना जानूं। गुन गाए गुन गाए प्रभु न्याय न चोरे, फिर क्यों तुम गुन गाते हो, फिर क्यों तुम गुन गाते हो। मैं भोला मैं प्रेम दीवाना, इतनी बातें क्या जानूं। प्रभु 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 करना जानूं, प्रभु 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 करना जानूं। नैना जल भरना जानूं, नैना जल भरना जानूं। सुर की गति में क्या जानूं, भजन करना जानूं, एक भजन करना जानूं, एक भजन करना जानूं। Happy birthday again, Kevin, and hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. A couple of quick announcements, friends. We are, of course, aiming and planning for our 100-day celebration, which is just a few days away, 2 weeks away on July 1st. And I'm looking for minimum 100 devotees, wherever you are, to make a donation of $100. This donation goes directly to our temple for our cause. And please do not send it though until after June 28. 100 people is not a lot. We have hundreds watching the program, literally. And I know that you can do something for our temple. Our temple has been closed since March 15th. And, in this country, and of course, anywhere where a temple is, there are expenses. But especially here, there are certain fixed expenses. You can actually close the mandir's door and take off everything, but they are still expenses. There are still licensing fees that we have to pay for elevators. There is maintenance fees, mandatory by regulations by the government. We have eliminated our taxes. We're no longer paying taxes, so that's a beautiful saving for our temple. But there's so much, there's private loans and so on that we have to pay. So if you can, please do your best. I will be reaching out to you every night to send me your name, just keep it. And on June 28th onwards, you can start sending your donations online. When you click the donate button, that goes straight to the mandir's bank account. I get a notification that you have donated. And of course, I'm very grateful for whatever you can do for our temple. Every Tuesday from now on, we have 2 Tuesdays more left in the month of June. We're going to do on these 2 Tuesdays, so next week and the following Tuesday, we're going to do 11 Hanumanji Chalisa at the temple. I find it has brought a lot of comfort to our community, and it has really, for the people who are there and those not there as well, it has brought so much peace in their lives. So for the next 2 Tuesdays, we'll see what happens after that. I like to plan short, in small packets. For the next 2 Tuesdays, we'll be singing 11 Hanumanji Chalisas at the temple. Of course, you know that so many of you are so willing to sponsor a Hanumanji Chalisa. Please reach out to me and tell me that you would like to, and then you can make your donation afterwards. We appreciate all that you've done for our community in these challenging times. We have not had a fundraiser, by the way. All our fundraisers are canceled. Our parabas, our walkathon, our golf tournament, everything has been canceled. So we are doing our little bit. For me, it's back to paying some bills because expenses are part of what we do. There is a cost. Even dharma has a cost, and we'll pick it up together. I'm not complaining. I'm not begging, but we will help each other in the process. So next week Tuesday, 11 Hanumanji Chalisa we're chanting. If you would like to sponsor one of them or so, please contact me, and I'll get your name listed there. Bhagwan's blessings. Tonight we'll have the final Hanumanji Chalisa for tonight by the children, and after that, Pratna. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodayak Phalchari Ar Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Harahu Kalesh Vikar जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर
राम दूत तुरत बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुरेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजी कान्हे मूज जनेऊ साजी शंकर सुवन केसरी महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसि राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर रघुपति की भरत संभाय सहस बदन तुम रोय श्रृंगार सहित ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित ईसा यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कह सके कहते तुम उपकार सुनी वही कीना राम मिलाए राजपद दीना तुम जो मंद विभीषण लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पद जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका विधि मुख माय चल दिलांगी गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जय सुगम मनोहर तुम्हारे तेरे राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे हो तन आज्ञा बिन पैसारे सब सुख है तुम्हारी शरण तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभालो तीनों लोक हाथ पे कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जब निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ा मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जोड़ा सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई दासो मित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा है बल सिद्धि जगत जियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुमरे पास सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुमरे भजन राम को भाई जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन करहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे निधे सब पीर जो सुमिरे हनुमत बल बीरा
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई जित ही बंदी महासभ होई जो या पर हनुमान चालीसा
होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा
तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय माधव की जय नाथ हृदय माधव की जय नाथ हृदय माधव पावन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय में बसहु सुरभूप सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय शरणम प्रभु बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. So some of you are asking about our other activities that is happening. So far our Srimad Bhagavad Katha for August, our Janmashtami Bhagavad Katha, that is on schedule. We will have that though inside because we have to regulate the attendees and so on. We will have that inside the temple this year. And we'll tell you the dates and so on. Of course, you will be part of that. Virtually, we will broadcast it and you can attend it as well in person. So the Bhagavad Katha is on, that's for August. And then after that, Bhagavad Katha, we have our Garud Puran Kathas in September. And then our gala is in November 7th. That's our annual fundraising gala, which we have at the banquet hall. So we will, November, I'm not too worried about that. When it comes, we'll deal with it. So far, it's on schedule, so we will talk about that. See you all tomorrow evening. We will be live at Bhavani Shankar Mandir for Shanti Satsangh from 7 p.m. Om Shantakaram Bhujagshenam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagan Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalnayanam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayharam Sarvalokaikkanatham Sarve bhavantu sukhinam Sarve santu niramaya Sarve bhadrani pashantu Masma kaschit dukbhag bhavet Om asato ma satgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityorma amritam gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोलो भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, जगदम्बिका माता की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सब कोई जय जय सीताराम। Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Sitaram, Namaste, good night to all of you, and I hope all of you have a very, very blessed evening. Let's hop online and tell everybody Jai Sitaram, Jai Shri Krishna, good night, wish everyone well, because that is what we do in life. Thank you all for being, of course, so committed to yourself and to be in satsang. So, let's see here. Mom's Dat, Jai Sitaram, Vidya Basiram, Samantha Balgovind Balraju, Lakshmi and Uncle Pedro, Marianne Lu, Omar Ramlal, Kavita Satar, Rukmin Gangaram, Nilvanti Basant, Savitri Manbodh, Viola Mahadan. Good night and Sitaram, Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. So nice to see you all on the program. Maharani Khan, Vidya Basdeo, Yogini Lachman Singh, Tash from Guyana, Radhe Radhe, Sister Pratibha, Sati Patel, Devi Hardat, Sanatan Dharm ki jai, na Pandit Hardat ki jai. Babita, hope you're well. Himati Ram Sarup, Uma Bhagwandin, Chandrawati Sukram, Geeta Ram Pratap from Florida, Lisa and Karan family, Rajkumar, of course, Sabu Ram Narayan, Dolly Singh. You all are welcome and thank you for the kind words. Yes, Savi, you have to be free. Of course, a free bird. Ravi Jagdeo, Richra and Sita Ramnathan family. Jay, Shanti Saw, Tara Lal, Kavita Satar, Raj and Devian family. Ivy Narayan, Sati Samwaru, Deo Ramjiwan from Long Island, Indra Rajkumar, Natasha Davini Chadi, Kamu Singh, Vidyan Ganesh and Gauri, Sonny and Pasantian family, Didi Zuzu from New York, Lisa Rajkumar, Lina Saw, Kumari Singh. Hope all of you have a beautiful night. Jasmine Sri Kisun, Jai Sitaram, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Sitaram Sunita Singh Hazari, Wahida Sukhdev, Jai Sitaram, Kamla Dwarka, Adrian Sanjeev Sahabadin, Pamela Kosel, Dalip Singh, Kavita Sukhbir, Surjday Parshram, Antidata from Florida, Sister Oma, Jai Shri Krishna, Love and Hardyal, Joan Shivnath, Lizzie Sarju, Shanice JP, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Sitaram, Indi Bikram Garbaran, and all the family members there. Hope everyone is well. Visho and all the kids. Nita Chandardeo, Sharda Gurai Bisnot, Patsi Mahadev, Mam's Dat, Pandit Prashant Ubeji, Pranam, Surjday Parshram. All of you have a blessed night and see you all tomorrow. Live at Bhavani Shankar Mandir. The temple will be open in the evening from 6 p.m. Please come for Mata Durga's Darshan, Shankar Bhagwan's Darshan, and we'll have live Shanti Satsangh from the temple tomorrow. Jai Sitaram. And at Ibrahim as well, Jai Sitaram.